Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Here we are going to be getting into the 2022 King Film Sports MLB Playoff Predictions, and it's going to be an insane playoff month of October here as we have the expanded format of 12 teams, 3-game wildcard round, and then into the classic ALDS, ALCS World Series format. So without further ado, let's get into it here with the AL wildcard 3-game series. First here we got the Blue Jays versus the Mariners. Mariners finally getting back to the playoffs, and I just love the way they ended the season. They've got a few young stars and just played great overall team baseball. Whereas the Blue Jays, I think they may choke this away, honestly. They have kind of been cold near the end of the season. They were doing a lot better early to mid, and their offense is spectacular, but I just do not trust their pitching staff come these 3 games. So in a tough 3-game series, I think it's going to go to that 3rd game. Give me Seattle to win that one. I just love their offense there. Next series, we get to the Guardians and the Rays. And a few weeks ago, you asked me how this series is going to go. I'm obviously taking the Rays. They just have all of that playoff experience and everything that you want, but they really ended off the season cold, and the Guardians really just seem to be a placeholder team for that first place in an abysmal AL Central, but they really got it together in September and October. So they've been streaking hot. You got Steven Kwan, Jose Ramirez, and you've got a slept-on pitching staff, I think. I think the Guardians could be a sleeper team in this AL playoffs, so give me the Guardians. I potentially think they can sweep the Rays, although the Rays' playoff experience and veteran leadership does scare me there. Next series, we go to the ALDS, where we have an AL West matchup here. Traditionally, the Mariners do not stack up well against the Astros. They were 7-12 in their season series, usually get dominated by Houston. Houston, middle to late season, just dominated everyone they played. So I do not expect a lot out of the Mariners here. It's kind of their first time in the playoffs in over a decade. But give me the Astros here. I think they win this one in 4 games, maybe even a sweep. I just do not see much out of Seattle here. Astros, a lot of what I said with the Rays, they just got that playoff leadership, Dusty Baker at the helm. And so I think they're going to take that one there. Next, we go to the Guardians and the Yankees, and this one's going to be very interesting here. I have this one going the distance, the 5th game. It's going to be in Yankee Stadium. I barely think that the Yankees will be able to edge it out, but mark my words, this is going to be a very fun and offensive series. I just think these games are going to be shootouts. Neither staff is too good, especially the Yankees, but I think with Aaron Judge, Stanton, LeMahieu, everyone they got on that roster, they're just going to be barreling up balls there. So I think the Yankees are barely going to take that one, but I was considering the Guardians for that upset there. Next, we get into a very chalk ALCS here with the 2 teams with the first-round byes advancing. Rematch of the 2017 ALCS, which was rigged, as we know now, so there's going to be a lot for the Yankees on the line there. But I still think that the Houston Astros are going to get this done. The Yankees just not as hot as they were in the first half, and the Astros really just emerged as the AL's best team. Don't get me wrong, this is October baseball, so anything can happen. As is the case in the Guardians-Yankees series, I think it's going to be very offensive, but I just trust Houston's pitching staff with Verlander a lot more than I do the Yankees. The Yankees don't really have that one ace that you can rely on, and a lot of their supplementary pitchers in the bullpen and later on in their staff haven't been good either. So give me Houston there. I think it's probably a 5 or 6 game series there. Now we get to the NL side of the playoffs, and boy, is this one going to be interesting here. We have a lot of elite teams in this one, and we just started off with the 4-5 matchup. Mets hosting the Padres here. This is going to be a big one. Padres haven't been in the playoffs in forever, and Mets, there's a lot of expectations. They kind of blew that division with that 3-game sweep very late in the season, just last weekend against the Braves. So they're going to be coming in anxious here. I do trust the Mets in this spot just because the Padres have no experience, and they kind of ended off the season poorly. I thought they were going to be better. Traditionally disappointing team. Their lineup is great, but I just think the Mets pitching staff and bullpen will be superior in this one. Mets offense does scare me, but I will take them in a hard-fought 3-game series there to win that one, but that will be very entertaining. Next, we get to the Cards and the Phillies, and this one I'm going to be taking the Cards in a 2-game sweep. I just do not trust the Phillies in this spot. They haven't been in the playoffs in 12 years, and I just think they're going to get smoked in this one. They did not finish off the regular season in good form, and I just think the Cardinals, with their momentum, with Pujols and Arenado Goldschmidt in that lineup, they're just going to light up this Phillies staff. So give me the Cardinals to win it there. Next, we go on to the Dodgers facing the Mets. This is what many thought would be the NLCS, the 1-2 matchup before the Mets sold the division. In this one, I'm taking the upset. Give me the Mets to win a 5-game series and stun the Dodgers in the NLDS. The Dodgers have been dealing with some injuries in the latter half of the season. I think that's going to kill them. I think Scherzer is going to show up as the former Dodger, and I think he's going to shut them down. They also got DeGrom there, so I think they're just going to build upon what they did against the Padres. It's going to be a toss-up type series and definitely come down to that 5th game, but I will take the Mets there to take down the very talented 111-win Dodgers there in an upset fashion. Next, we get to the Cards at the Braves, and this one could potentially be close or not so much. Don't really have a good feel for this series. I'm going to take the favored Braves. They won the World Series last year, and they have a lot of playoff experience, as do the Cardinals somewhat, but I just think that the Braves are the hotter team, probably the hottest team in baseball right now. So I'm going to give the edge to them. Young and very talented lineup, even without Freddie Freeman, and great staff as well. I just think they're a more talented team than the Cardinals. I think they advance in 4 games there. And now we go to the NLCS, where we have an NL East matchup, and there's going to be bad blood between these two teams because the Braves really stole the division and home field advantage for this series. In this one, I'm going to be taking the Mets in a revenge spot here to edge out the Braves. I think they're just all-around better team. It's going to be defensive. It's going to be a little bit ugly, but I think DeGrom, Scherzer, and that staff will be able to do just enough to beat Atlanta. I think the New York offense is going to have to come to play, but I think they will. So give me the Mets to advance to the World Series there. Then we get to the Astros and the Mets in the World Series, and I have the New York Mets going all the way, winning in 6 games against the Astros here to secure a World Series title there. I just think their pitching staff is too good, and against the Astros here, it'll be some low-scoring ball games. I think their offense will be able to spark up at this point in the playoffs, though, so give me the Mets to win that there. So with that being said, let me know your guys' playoff predictions down below. I want to know your guys' World Series picks, and I'll see you all in the next one.